Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Georgia Sports Nation. We got some more Hawks and Braves content on deck for you guys tonight. We're going to be recapping the double overtime thriller loss to the Warriors, as well as diving deep into the play at the end of regulation in that game to explain what might have gone wrong when the Hawks never got up a shot after the game expired. We're also going to go over the win, breaking the 4-game losing streak in Sacramento against the Kings, and then previewing the Hawks-Lakers matchup tonight. We're also, at the end of the show, going to be talking a little bit about the Braves, including how the Braves might be the mystery team on Carlos Correa, as some reporters have said, and also, should we stay put in left field or go out and get a free agent to add to what we have on the roster currently? So with that, we'll get started. OG, what did you think of the Hawks loss to the Warriors, and how did you think the first half was so different than the second half?
I mean, the Warriors were just the Warriors in the first half. I mean, hey, you got to stay connected. You got to stay connected to those shooters. If not, they'll run you out of the gym. Giving credit to the Hawks and their staff, they made the necessary adjustments at halftime. They flipped 30 points. They was at one point the Hawks were down 21, and then they were up 9 early, either late third, early fourth quarter. You got to finish. DeJounte, I know if he had to do it all over again, he would have just secured the freaking board. You secure the board, we win the game. We don't even have to go to overtime. Secure the board, that's it. But he tapped it out. He tapped it right into the hands of the hottest guy in the building, and the dude nailed a 3. So, and then we all saw what happened. What happened after that? They fought. They really wanted to win that game. That was a tough one for them. They fought hard. You just gotta. I mean, it's a never-ending battle. You gotta finish, man. That's it. You just gotta finish. And we can point to a whole lot of things that went wrong in that game. Bottom line is, you just have to finish. When you get up on a team, especially a team like that in their building, you got to finish them off, and we didn't.
Yeah, the Warriors only 2 losses in the season at home so far. And what you were referencing was in that first half, the Hawks gave up 38 points in the first quarter and 32 points in the second. Now, flip that to the second half, we gave up 25 points in the third and 26 in the fourth, as well as scoring 42 of our own in the third quarter to, like OG said, take a 9-point lead in the middle of the towards the end of the third, going into the beginning of the fourth quarter. Unfortunately, we couldn't finish the job, which was in contrast to the Kings game, in which we'll recap a bit later. But it's really been what really was encouraging from the Warriors' loss to me was 3 things. DeJounte Murray finally found his mid-range efficiency again, and with that being his signature shot, that 10-footer in the mid-range free throw, elbow extended. He went 10 for 20 from the field that game. And obviously, these numbers are going to be exaggerated. Stats are going to be inflated here because it was a double overtime game. But he finished with 25, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, also added 2 steals and a block, and went 50% from the field. So, and at halftime, I remember saying, I was in a couple Twitter spaces, and I remember saying that if DeJounte Murray can get his shot going, that's the key to the second half of our offense. And he got that going in the second half, and that's how we were able to make almost amount a huge comeback. As Southside says here, Murray knew he should have grabbed the rebound instead of tapping it out. Yeah, right after that, you could see his reaction once Dante got the ball. But also, one thing I did want to point out on that play was, and I'll ask you this, OG, why is Trae Young in the game at that point? We've got guys that are there specifically for defense. And while the Warriors called a timeout, you could have subbed Trae out. Instead of staying on Dante DiVincenzo, he double commits on the rebound with DeJounte, leaving Dante DiVincenzo. So if Trae would have stayed with his man, that would have resulted in a contested 3 as well. So there's some fault on Trae there as well. What do you think about Nate leaving Trae in the game in that situation?
He should have been on the floor. Error by Nate. Period. He shouldn't have been on the floor. His defensive rating should tell you he shouldn't have been on the floor. You could have brought a number of guys in the game. You could have brought in either one of the holidays. You could have brought in Tyrese Martin, somebody with some length. I mean, there were a whole lot of other options. He shouldn't have been on the floor right then, but I get it. You know, I mean, that's kind of tricky with Trae. If you got him in the game, I mean, you know that's tricky with Trae. I'm gonna leave that right now. I mean, so I can't completely go in on Nate McMillan for not having him out there, but I think that's kind of tricky when it comes to Trae.
Yeah, it is. And we've seen Nate make these like often simple plays. You'd think they'd be simple, but in reality, he'll make some plays that really question. Like he'll leave Bogey in for a defensive possession a time or two, and it's just so weird. It's just so weird to me that he doesn't see that and clearly take him out. Trae and Bogey are probably the worst two perimeter defenders on the team, but they're in a lot of times in there in the clutch. And while you can say that veteran peasants and stuff like that, I really don't think it's the greatest decision. One thing, or sorry, go ahead.
No, I mean, hey, I get it, I understand, but I mean, I think it's just more than just about. I think something overriding strategy when it comes to that, especially with Trae. I think something is overriding strategy. I mean, I don't want to get all into that because it's enough. I just think it's kind of a hard call when it comes to Trae.
Yeah, and we saw in this game we really saw the full the full teeth of DeJounte Murray, John Collins, and Trae Young. While Trae didn't shoot efficiently, he's still struggling with that 3-point shot mightily most games. He went 3 for 10 in this game, but did finish with 30 points and 14 assists overall. So great counting numbers. JC finished with 25 and 13. He's been balling as of late, including 2 more blocks. Without Capella, we've seen JC be more efficient, get the ball more often, and when he's the main guy in the role, in the pick and roll, he can be a 20 and 10 guy. I understand this puts Nate McMillan in a really tough situation because if you don't have Capella being the role man, he's useless on offense, literally useless. So if you have Capella as the main guy, JC kind of gets left to the side a bit, forced to say, okay, JC, you got to knock down a couple threes, you got to get a post up here and there. It's in the flow of the offense. But do you think there is a way for Nate McMillan when Clint Capella comes back for us to get this JC and Nate McMillan to put him in the situation for him to be this successful?
Absolutely, it ain't but a small tweak. It ain't but a small tweak.
What would you change?
I would stay with what's going right now, and I'll just hey, Clint a vet, man. You can go to Clint and say, look here, hey, whenever we got the opportunity for the love, we're gonna get it to you. But right now, we're gonna make sure we're gonna get JC going. Hey, anything you clean, you go in there, you clean up everything that's missed, and Clint ain't gonna care. He's just gonna go in there. He's gonna clean up everything that's missed. Every so often, run a post up play. I think sometimes Clint like to go on a low block and post up and throw a hook. Hey, it ain't gonna take much to keep him happy. It ain't gonna take much to keep him happy. Clint just want to win.
That's true. He knows, and
he's a vet. He just want to win. It ain't gonna take much to keep him happy. That's what I said.
Oh, go ahead.
No. What I was gonna say that, and then I'm gonna finish. It's just a small tweak, man. That's it. It's just a small tweak. That's it. It ain't got to be nothing for it. It ain't got to be rocket science. It ain't got to. It ain't nothing. For it to be World War III about. Make the small tweak. You see how JC been playing. We need it. Listen. If we're gonna make any type of substantial run, we got to have those starters in sync. Those 5, the main 5 in sync. Trae, DJ, Dre, JC, and Clint. Okay, Bogey being your main 6-man guy. Bogey and the young kid Griffin.
Well, that's the thing. That's one you bring up an interesting point there with Griffin because lately he hasn't been playing a lot. He didn't play in the first quarter at all in the Warriors game. He only played actually a total of 15 minutes in this game. And against the Kings, he didn't play a lot of minutes either. He only played against the Kings. He only played 17 minutes also. So why do you think his minutes have been decreased lately? Do you think that's Bogey getting to full strength, or do
he in a little mild shooting slump. I mean, but I don't think it's nothing. It could be a combination of being in a mild shooting slump and also Bogey get round in the form. But I think Nate gonna get him back incorporated, because when you start his minutes gonna definitely increase, especially when the schedule starts to tighten back up, when you start playing a couple of back-to-backs and you're playing 3 games in 5 days and all that stuff. That his minutes is going to increase. Him and Jalen Johnson, those guys' minutes going to increase. The Holiday brothers' minutes going to increase. You're going to have to extend the coaches have got to extend their rotations when the schedule gets thick. So I don't foresee that being a problem. I know a lot of the fans are probably going to try to turn it into a problem, because a lot of the fans in our fan base are not favorable of Nate for whatever reason. So
I mean, and I get why they're not favorable of Nate. He's not the offensive coach for this roster, but in large part, our defense is where it's at when we have all 4 of our 5 guys, in a large part due to Nate. So when you look at the offensive side and say, okay, Nate's not the best offensive coach, he's clearly not the best fit for this roster offensively. Defensively, you also got to appreciate what he's done for this team. So there's 2 sides to that coin.
Absolutely. A lot of the fans complained last year that we sucked defensively, and we got better defensively, but we had to lose a lot. We had to lose a lot of offense. Yep. when we traded Herter. And people, let me clear something up, because people keep saying, well, we brought in Murray. Kevin Herter was not traded for DeJounte Murray. It was Danilo Gallinari and a couple of picks. Okay, Kevin Herter we didn't have to trade Kevin Herter.
That's a luxury tax move.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, according to our owner, he didn't give a flip about the luxury tax. So, listen, you got to do what you got to do to win the title. If you got to go into the tax, you're a billionaire, dude. Get over it. Period. You're a billionaire.
Yeah,
get over it.
If you're going to win a title, you're going into the luxury tax.
Yeah, you're going to have to. So, I mean, and he openly stated that he wouldn't care about going into the luxury tax. Kevin Herter should still be on this team. Nothing against Justin Holiday, and we never saw Mo Harkless play a minute. We flipped him for Vet Creechy, and Creechy don't play that much. So basically, you traded Kevin Herter for Justin Holiday and Vet Creechy.
Well, we got a first too.
Okay, that's cool. I don't put too much in the picks. Hey,
no, right now we're not trying to get picks. I'm just saying we did. It wasn't a good trade. It still was.
Yeah. Kevin Herter should still be on this team. Kevin Herter, listen, his money's already accounted for. So him coming off the bench, he wouldn't have cared, because he still would have been getting his minutes.
Yep.
100%.
So
100%. I mean, and he probably would have started. Looking at the injury situation, he would have started a lot.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because DeJounte was out for 2.5 weeks at a time. Trae was out for two weeks at a time. So yeah, he
Bogey started late. And look at Sacramento Kings. Sacramento Kings, all they needed was that extra outside threat, and he became the glue for them. They lead their division right now. How about that?
They're also, their offense is the top 3 in the league.
So hey, he showed out against us. So
yes, and we'll talk about that later. But in this Warriors game, one thing that I really want to point out was the rebounding battle was so lopsided and honestly hurt us so bad down the stretch that was the key to me for the Hawks losing this game. 23 offensive rebounds for the Warriors and 10 for us. We lost the overall rebounding battle 69-53 down the stretch. And Kevon Looney won the game on a tip-in, as you can see here.
7 seconds. Draymond at 5. Clay.
So as you can see, Looney gets 2 tip-ins here over DeJounte. And look who's on the floor. If I show you that real quick, keep an eye who's on the floor.
7 seconds.
Look, Trae, DeJounte, Bogey, and Onyeka. And not Onyeka, DeAndre Hunter, Trae Young, DeJounte, Dre, and JC. John Collins is our only big man on there, and he's at the 3-point line. That resulted from Trae. If you didn't remember, before that, Trae had hit a layup to tie the game, and then to take a lead. What was it? To take
I think he was at the free throw line.
Yeah, no, it was to tie. It was to tie. The game is actually 141 to 143. My bad on the typo there. But
okay, yeah. In that case, you can't take him off the floor. You can't take him off the floor because because they didn't even call a timeout.
They didn't call a timeout. Yeah,
so you can't take them off the floor. So I mean, hey man, listen.
So that's fine.
They honestly, like I said, that game should have been won in regulation. We secured a rebound. DeJounte already know it. We secured a rebound. We win the game. So
And Looney, the last 2-minute report was funny because it said there were no officiating mistakes. The NBA saw no officiating mistakes, but to me, Kevon Looney pushes off of DeJounte for the first
7 seconds.
Look here at Looney with DeJounte. Now the shot goes up. Watch this. He pushes DeJounte right there, clearly in the back. And so, to me, they deem that marginal contact. So it is what it is. But yeah, that was my bad on the Trae. Yeah, so Trae was left in the game. That's fine. But when Trae made that layup, he celebrated like he had just he tied the game, right? Like he took the lead. He did not get back on defense and created a 2-on-1, forcing JC like Torian Hill says right here, forcing JC to contest the 3 instead of matching up with Looney. All of that is a cycle, allowing Looney to get into the paint and get an easy tip in for the win. So there was a lot of chain reactions for the Hawks there on that play happening because Trae unfortunately did not get back on defense. So that was one thing I did want to point out. Like it's just not a great winning mentality when you have that.
It's kind of a reoccurring thing, but I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah,
but it's a reoccurring thing.
towards the end of regulation, this is the play and really the moment of the game I want to focus on a lot, because as we can see here, unfortunately I couldn't find a video to this because there actually isn't a video to this because the Hawks didn't end up getting a shot off here. So as we can see here, you've got Bogey and JC at the top, Onyeka, Trae, and down low, DeJounte passing it in. What results in this play is a Bogey fadeaway 30-foot 3. Obviously, he misses this, but it didn't count as a shot, but that's besides the point. As we start this play, Bogey signals to JC to come screen, to come to the perimeter. But JC never does that. JC dives and tries to get position on Klay Thompson. And Onyeka should have set a down screen on Trae to have Trae come out to the perimeter to get a perimeter shot off. And Bogey could have circled around to the near corner. JC, by cutting here, and Onyeka by not setting a down screen, really, it was just such a disorganized play, and there was so much miscommunication that it either the players just forgot what was happening, or Nate was do something, because Joe Prunty wouldn't have drawn up this play. This would have been a different play. Joe Prunty, we've seen him drawn up 2 plays so far for this game, for a game winner like this. So I don't know what happened on this play, but there was clearly a lot of miscommunication.
The wrong time to have miscommunication, that's for sure.
Yeah. And when there's 0.6 seconds left, yes, that's enough time for a catch and shoot, but you want to get something going toward the basket. You want to get
I would think so.
And when Bogey had to, we almost got a 5-second count on this, by the way. When Bogey goes, Onyeka eventually sets a screen for Bogey to get him open at near the 3-point line, but he takes a fadeaway, right? Onyeka should have screened for Trae. Trae should have come up. Bogey should have gone to the near corner, and JC could have then fought for position with Clay. That would have resulted in way more options than what we had there. So that play really kind of summed up the defensive miscommunication for the whole game, especially in the first half when the Warriors bench really torched us. Anthony Lamb hurt us in the first half, really, and perimeter screens. This is one thing I want to ask you, OG, because you don't see a lot of times on our offense, you don't see perimeter guys like DeJounte, Trae, AJ, Bogey. You don't see these guys setting screens for other perimeter players. But the Warriors do that all the time. And our guys looked really confused when that happened in the first half.
That's the Warriors offense. They set back screen. They set screens everywhere on the floor. I think, let's just call it for what it is, Mikey. The whole NBA is running a variation of the pick and roll. It's just to what level are you running the pick and roll? Everybody's running the pick and roll because nobody wants to face straight up defense. Everybody running pick and roll. Golden State runs a lot of pick and pops. They run a lot of back screen where they try to get somebody to go back door. Credit to Steve Kerr on that. Now you see where he come from. What as a player, he came out of that triple post of that triangle in Chicago. That's what all the triangle was. They ran a lot of screens. They did a lot of cutting, a lot of back doors. So that's just the Warriors offense. I do like how the Hawks adjusted because the Hawks could have easily been just blown out of the gym, but they started fighting over screens a little bit more in the second half, and then they start, and then of course naturally just the human element. Golden State started missing, and now it's game on. We wound, like I said, we flipped 30 points. It was once down 21. It was in the first half, but we was once down 21, and then we ultimately wound up being up 9. We just got to finish. Hey, a lot of times it don't even be about strategy or nothing. Hey, look here. At a certain time, hey, those players. I'm gonna say this, and then my man can go ahead on and get at it, get started. Between the starting 5, that's Trae, DeJounte, Dre Hunter, Collins, Capella, and Bogey. Those 6 guys are owed $550 million. Hey. Got a 9-point lead. Y'all go win the game, bro. Don't look over at the coach. He done made the adjustment. They made the necessary adjustment at halftime to help flip it 30 points. Like that was a 30-point flip. You're down 21. You wind up 9. Simple matters, a 30-point flip. Go win the game, man. Don't turn my ball over. Take good shots, run the offense. Block out. But we did.
Yep, that's pretty simple. As we got Ant joining us, one thing that it was encouraging to see if you're an NBA fan, and we're all NBA fans, but unfortunately it happened to the Hawks. Klay Thompson went off for a season high 10 threes and 54 points, 28 points for Jordan Poole as well. But really, Jordan Poole struggled throughout the entire game. Efficiently, as far as efficiency, and Trae guarded Jordan Poole for a lot of this game, and I don't. If you watch this game, we saw Trae clamp Jordan Poole actually at the end of overtime to get a big stop to force the double overtime.
That was a huge stop.
Trae's defense and just the effort that he put in.
A lot of times, that's all you ask, man. Just give effort. Stay in front of you, man. Give effort. Okay, you're not the greatest defender. Just give effort. Stay in him. Tell me what type of deodorant he got on. All right. Okay. Yeah, he cooked you for 40, but you stayed with him. So.
Yep, and that's all we need from Trae. It's just the effort. We won and we basically lost this game. The Warriors are a prolific 3-point shooting team. We know that. Anthony Lamb hurt us, especially in the first half for threes. He had 2 threes. Patrick Baldwin also had 2 threes, and Clay had 10. But we were able to keep this game close and really get back in it by winning the points in the paint battle 72-58. Just unfortunately, the rebounding really cost us towards the end of overtime and the second overtime as well. And even on that, south side, especially in the play at towards the end of regulation. Justin Holiday's on an ISO against Klay Thompson. He makes Klay Thompson take a tough contested 3-point shot, and it goes in. You don't do much about that. You say, great shot, Klay Thompson. That's good defense from Justin Holiday. You move on to the next play, and that's what the Hawks were able to do offensively to close the game out in regulation. And what did you see from this Warriors game before we move on to the Kings game?
Yeah, I agree with what everybody's saying. I mean, the one thing that was missing was Clint. Like, we were missing his rebounding that whole game, and especially in that second overtime where John Collins missed that point blank rebound. It hit him right in the face, and then that's what lost the game.
Oh, against the Bulls on a few weeks ago.
Yeah, against the Warriors when it was hit him right there.
Oh, you're talking about when DeJounte tipped the ball out?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. We couldn't secure the board, and then DeJounte tips the ball out to Dante DiVincenzo for the 3. Yep. That was definitely unfortunate. And honestly, DeJounte, if he does anything else with that ball, like if he could have done 3 things. Grab it. If he launches it in the air, we can win. If he bounces the ball on the ground, we can win. But he tips it right to Dante DiVincenzo, and he makes a 3. So there's really it was definitely unfortunate, but that's just stuff that happens in basketball. You got to quickly think on your feet. And DeJounte's a high IQ player, but unfortunately wasn't able to get it done in that instance.
Right.
As we move on to the Kings game here, this game was probably one of the better overall games from the Hawks I've seen in a long time. This game was close throughout the entire game. There was only one scoring quarter difference in the game. So we tied Sacramento with 30 in the first. We won the second quarter 31-28. And the rest of the quarters, the third quarter, we each scored 30. And the fourth, we each scored 29. This game was close throughout the entire game. But the most encouraging part of this, and this is a big point that OG was talking about before. Unfortunately, we had technical difficulties here as he's going to join us in a few minutes here, hopefully. But one thing the Hawks managed to do this game that we couldn't do in the Warriors game when we got up 9 was we closed out this game on a 7-0 run against the Kings. DeJounte Murray made his impact felt when he got this game-winning steal and layup against De'Aaron Fox. When Fox, the previous night, had just hit a game-winning shot and had 37. DeJounte kicks his pocket here, and it goes coast to coast for the layup. And a lot of Kings fans were saying that was a foul. And in the last 2-minute report, that was not deemed a foul.
That was not a foul.
It wasn't a foul.
It wasn't a foul.
That was a flop on De'Aaron. So Kings fans, I'm sorry. That's just DeJounte Murray defense.
That was just great defense.
That was excellent defense.
And that's what we brought him here for. That's what we brought him here for. Point of attack defense and to get those plays down the stretch that Trae's not doing that. So that's why we got 2 closers on this team. But once they figure out how to work in tandem with each other, that's when the Hawks will be able to close games. And we saw that there when Trae and DeJounte both made clutch shots down the end. Trae made a couple clutch free throws, but on the whole, I wasn't happy with Trae's shot selection down the stretch for the most part in this game. It was okay. We ended up winning the game, but overall, he did take a couple threes really early in the shot clock when guys went over screens that it was just a contested, ill-advised shot early in the shot clock. Hopefully Trae realizes that, we got to run this offense. When we run the pick and roll late in the fourth quarter, it normally seems to serve us to do well for us.
It does.
He cut his 3-point shots down in half. He'll lead the league in scoring. because that means because if he cuts his 3-point shots down, that means he's attacking the basket. He going downhill. He gonna draw fouls. He gonna get to the free throw line. He wanted. I think he's like second or third in the league in free throws attempted. Get to the lane. Get to the line. Catch 3-point. His 3-point percentage is messing up his
career low.
Is messing up his field goal percentage. Look, man. Hey, it's not on. Your shot is not on. And the part that irritates me as a fan is he keeps shooting them up. Keep shooting it until he almost shoot it until I get hot, even if it means my team losing the game. I have an issue with that as a fan.
Yeah,
but I mean, but that comes with having a superstar, is what I'm being told. So, hey, but
okay,
yeah. Oh, trust me. They be tearing my head off about him. Cause I go at him. I go at him. Why you hate Trae so bad? Look here. First of all, I don't have no energy to hate anybody, but I will point out certain things that he do and he don't do. I mean, but that's another subject. That's another subject. But if he cuts his 3-point shots down in half and take a few more mid range, hey, go look, man. You deadly with the float game. Deadly. If they ain't running a double team at Trae need to be going downhill. I get it. When they run a double team at him, I get it. He got to do what he got to do. Try to split the double team and get the ball out of his hands or whatever. But if they ain't running a double team at him, man, he needs to get downhill. And then just because you're wide open from the logo don't mean that's your shot. That's annoying as hell to me. But hey, he should be given that because he's a superstar. That's what I'm being told.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm trying to turn over a new leaf, Anthony. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf this year. I'm trying.
Look, I get it, but every time I watch it on TV and I see him like with 18 on the clock, you just come down and jack up a 3.
Yeah, early.
What are you doing?
I don't have a problem with it when it's past, when you're down under like 12 seconds on the shot clock.
Right.
Seconds. But when you're in the first 10 seconds, 12 seconds of the clock, you shouldn't be shooting those shots.
Can't do it.
Listen, if we're down 18 with 7:22 left to play, by all means, jack that motherfucker.
Got it.
Excuse my French, my Spanish. By all means, jack it because we need points. But when you're down 2 with 7:47 left. And don't do that, bro. If we're trying to protect the lead with 3:20 left,
that's a bad. Right. We're in the lead in a close game. That's gonna. If you miss, long shots create long rebounds most of the time. If you miss, that can create a run out fast break for the other team. So that's when I really got a problem with Trae doing. In this game, the second most encouraging thing I'd say, the first one was how we closed the game, 7-0 run, beautiful. Second to me was the balanced scoring. We haven't seen this.
Oh, yes.
4 guys over 20 points. JC, 22, 12, 2 blocks, 2 steals, 2 3-pointers, and 7-11 from the field. He's been balling. DeAndre Hunter, 9 of 17 from the field and 22 points. Trae actually shot efficiently with 21 points. He 7 of 12 from the field. And DeJounte added 21 of his own on efficient as well. So
Trae only took 12 shots?
Trae only took 12 shots. DeAndre Hunter and DeJounte Murray had the team lead in shots with 17. Trae was third with 12, and JC. Actually, no. Trae was – so it was DeAndre Hunter, DeJounte with 17. Then Bogey was third, and then Trae with 12.
Oh, okay. All right.
When we see an efficient Trae Young, we've seen a great offense for this Hawks team, no matter how much he scores.
Here's the thing. Here's what young fella got to understand. This team win. The win is going to count for Trae Young. If the Hawks is a top 4 seed right now, Trae Young is the MVP candidate. Easily.
That's true.
Easily. Hey, this team only going to go as far as Trae Young takes them.
I think so.
And that's just that's the skinny of it. I don't like it, but that's what it is. and they got to. I mean, but that was a big win for the psyche of the team against a good team, Sacramento.
Yeah, and a hot team too. They had won 8 straight, I believe, in their home building before that loss. So that was a good win, and that would have been a 5-game losing streak heading into the LA trap with the Lakers tonight and Sunday against the Clippers. So that's a huge win. If we can come out of this road trip, this California road trip, with these 2 wins, it'll be good. It will be a good feeling coming back home for these Hawks because Clint hopefully is right around the corner. We haven't gotten many updates on Clint Capella, unfortunately, but Onyeka, while he had a bad game against Sacramento, and understandably, Sabonis is a tough cover. Sabonis didn't actually take over the game. He had 20 and 14 and 8, but that's still a hell of a game for sure. Then the Kings,
but the effort was there. That's the thing. See, the effort is always going to be there when
it was tough. He made his buckets tough.
He gets in foul trouble, but guess what? That's okay. We'll work on that. Listen, I can live with. I'm pretty sure both of y'all can agree with me on this. I can live with a guy in foul trouble. You know why? You know what that's telling us? If he's in foul trouble, what is that telling us, Ant?
He's giving effort.
He's giving you that effort. Now he gonna probably do. Now the touch foul be like, come on, bro.
Yeah, come on.
All you gotta do is come here, man. Look, bro, don't reach, man. Don't reach. They already. But hey,
most of his fouls aren't from reaching. They're from he'll. So for example, I really remember.
Oh no, not him. No, not him.
Oh, you're talking about other. Okay, yeah.
No, not him on the reaching. But sometimes that'll happen. JC make me want to just pull my pistol out and unload a clip in the ceiling. Like, dude, that's why you stay off the floor a lot because you get it foul. Stop reaching, man.
Yeah.
Use your athleticism.
That's what Onyeka does well. Onyeka doesn't reach, but instead what he'll do is, he'll contest a layup really well. The guy will have a tough layup, but instead of leaving his hands straight up, he'll bring them down.
Yeah.
Bring them down and then send it to the line for 2 shots. And JC will have the reach. That's why we see these Frank Kaminsky minutes. We don't want to see any Frank Kaminsky minutes, JC.
Hey, man, y'all got to get off Frank the Tank, man. That's my boy, man. Y'all going to get off Frank the Tank, bro.
Frank, not the Tank.
He's food in the paint.
Bro, y'all got to get off Frank the Tank, bro.
I mean, and this is a good point, too. This is a good point, too, from Southside. Trae does keep taking these 30-footers to keep defensive players honest, and I do like that. But he limits them. He's got to do a better job of knowing when to shoot them. In my opinion,
Hey, Southside, they honest in the motherfucker. Boy got Trae, got no problem with jacking it up. Good God Almighty, they honest as a motherfucker, real honest.
This is true too. Yeah, if we beat the Lakers, the Fakers and the Clippers, that's hilarious. We'd be 3-1 on this road trip. Should have been 4-0. Yep, we should have won that Warriors game. We know we were up 9 in the fourth quarter. But
I was about to say, man, I want 3-1. I want 3-1. I'll take 2-2, but I want 3-1.
This Lakers team tonight is without Austin Reeves, also without Lonnie Walker. LeBron is questionable going in. We should not lose to this Lakers team. We should not lose to the first one. Yep. Should have won the first one when we were up 15 in the first half. So the Hawks got to come out with a killer mentality. We have slow starts a lot of times in games. Tonight, as we move into the preview of the game, I want to see us get off to a fast start. It seems like it's been a while for the Hawks to get out to a fast start and build like a 10-point lead in the first half. And the last time we did it was against the Lakers, but we gave it up. The perfect opportunity to try it again and keep that lead in LA in a hostile environment. And Trae likes these hostile environments on the road. So hopefully we can see a good performance from Trae tonight. An efficient game from Trae is really my key tonight. What's your guys' key to the game?
For Trae not to love this hostile environment too much.
That's your key?
That's my key.
Nah.
For Trae not to love this hostile environment too much. We all know Trae. Oh, Tinseltown, LA, Hollywood. Just bought him a $20 million house there. We don't need him to love this hostile environment too much to where it affects the team.
That's true, Michael.
That's my key. Ant might have a different key. You might have a different. That's my key.
Ant, what about you?
Ball movement. That's the number one key. Every single game, ball movement. When we move the ball, nobody can touch us. Period.
We are so much of a better basketball team by ball movement. I completely concur.
Yeah, and this is one thing, Torian, 100%. We do need more effort, and especially from Bogey. We've seen, and Bogey's knees, like, he's never been a good defender, right? We know he won't be a plus defender ever in his career. But we need the effort, like Trae. But Bogey and Trae, really the defensive liability that they are, we need to see that effort 100% of the time. So hopefully they can, and we'll see that tonight. We know the Lakers aren't a good three-point shooting team. We need to force them to the paint. But one thing that made LeBron really good against the Hawks last week, and just in his career in general, is fast break points. These Lakers, with Dennis Schroeder, with Thomas Bryant, LeBron, if he plays, they are going to want to push the ball and get fast break points as much as possible. And against the Kings, we did a fairly good job stopping that. We limited, the Kings play really fast. De'Aaron Fox, in my opinion, the fastest guy in the league with the ball in his hands. Yeah. And we held them to 11 fast break points. That's what we need to do against the Lakers to have any shot at winning tonight if LeBron plays, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Keep them on the perimeter as well. Don't let them into the paint. We know LeBron is not a good three-point shooter. Troy Brown Jr. is not a good three-point shooter. Austin Reeves is out tonight. He just today we just learned he's going to be out 2 weeks. Lonnie Walker's out tonight as well. Wow. So the Lakers are down shooters, and they were already down shooters. So we have to force them out of the paint and make them a perimeter shooting team, whether that's mid-rangers or threes.
The Lakers are not a good basketball team, even with LeBron.
Which is all more important that we beat them.
Just go ahead and close them out this time. We should have closed them out last Friday. We didn't. So close them out this time. They're not a very good basketball team right now, and that's with LeBron. It took LeBron to turn back the clock
47
for them to win that game. And I don't expect that to happen again. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some type of necessary adjustments made. We may need to, have a little hard foul action. That's okay.
Yeah, and go ahead and explain what with this comment, why you highlighted it.
Yeah, this has to be key, in like say the fourth quarter, down the stretch. We have to do more ball movement and find the open guy instead of just coming down and okay, let me go over the pick and then jack up a shot. No, we got to do more. It has to be more player movement, ball movement down the stretch.
Yeah, and LeBron's questionable, but now Michael Walker says LeBron is playing. I don't know. I have not seen a confirmed report, but I think he was, because normally he's always on the injury report for the Lakers. LeBron and AD are always on there every night, even if they're going to play. They're always probable or questionable, but they end up playing, and I haven't seen anything, so I'm pretty sure LeBron is playing. But down the stretch, like you say, Ant, we just go ISO with our stars, DeJounte and Trae, and it doesn't lead to good offense. I don't know why nowadays in the NBA it seems like every offense just leans on their stars. And I know that your stars are supposed to lead the team, take you home to victories. I know that. But the Hawks offense, when we run the pick and roll, Trae is one of the top 3 guys in the league in reading pick and roll, along with LeBron and Jokic, in my opinion. And when you've got 2 elite, I don't know if DeJounte's an elite playmaker. Trae is, but DeJounte's definitely an above-average playmaker. And you've got Trae. If you run some sets and run pick and rolls, you're going to get a good shot eventually most of the time. They're going to see something, read the defense that we don't see, and they're going to find the open man. So I really want to see us run the offense more down the stretch 100%. For Onyeka tonight, Thomas Bryant really hurt, really destroyed him against us last week. I want to see Onyeka have a bounce-back game tonight. when he had a bad game against the Kings. Do we see different defensive matchups? Do you guys think we might see Onyeka guarding LeBron while JC guards Thomas Bryant? Do you think we could see that?
They actually did that a little bit last game.
Yeah, but that was like a minority of the time. I would actually like to see that for most of the game. I want to see how Onyeka defends LeBron because LeBron for most of the part overpowered JC. But DeAndre Hunter's back tonight, so hopefully DeAndre Hunter can somehow, some way keep LeBron out of that paint, so we can have Onyeka and JC be primary rim protectors.
No matter how strong LeBron is, history has shown you have to get physical with him.
Yeah.
History has shown that you have to bring the physicality to LeBron. When it gets to the point where he starts crying to the refs, you've done your job. You have to get physical with him. Period.
Make a perimeter jump shooter.
Yeah. You got to almost treat him like you do Giannis.
No, that's a great analogy right there.
Yeah, you got to treat him like you do Giannis.
You do.
You know, if he beats us shooting the three, then so be it. It just wasn't meant for us to win. He shot a lot of threes he shot a couple of them contested last week.
Oh yeah, he did.
He got hot, man. He got hot. I know the fans was mad, because we lost, but hey man, listen, the dude got hot. Ain't nothing listen, when a baller gets hot, ain't nothing you can do about it, really. But just keep trying, just keep giving effort.
Yep. That is all you can do. And we've seen when Trae or DeJounte and bogeys in this class too. When scores like that get hot, there's not much the opposing defense can do. So it's going to be equal to that for LeBron for us. And hopefully we don't let LeBron get a quick start to get some momentum early. Because in the first half, really last game, LeBron didn't do much. He was cold the first quarter. And then after that, he was like, all right, this BS is over. I'm taking over this game, and I'm going to bring my team to the promised land for the victory. And he did. Mm-hmm. So we can't let that happen. Even after a slow start, we got to still continue to put the pressure on LeBron and make the others beat us tonight. Make the Lakers supporting cast beat us. That's what I want to see.
It was a lot of ball watching.
It was.
It was a lot of ball watching. A lot of folks were sitting up there. They were just being spectators last week with LeBron. I don't expect that to happen tonight. I mean, I don't expect that to happen. We still may lose the game, but I don't expect that to happen. I'm pretty sure Nate, from what he come from, because Nate come from that hard-nosed, tough, old-school basketball. That was one of the toughest fucking backcourts ever.
Ever. Yes.
That Nate McMillan, Gary Payton, the first backcourt, they were tough dudes.
Mm-mm.
And that's why I want to see Nate more fired up about the defense sometimes that the Hawks play. I wish he would get more enthusiastic on the sideline for these guys, which is weird.
Here's the thing. A lot of times what I see when Nate go off, we don't see it. A lot of coaches sit up there and a lot of coaches be more demonstrative. Nate get in the ref's ears. Everybody do it differently. Everybody, you got some coaches go. See, if I was out there coaching, I would lead the university technicals, and I would also lead the universe in ejections. But that's me, But Nate, I mean, hey man, Nate.
You know what? That's why I love last game against Sacramento. I seen Nate. He got a technical, and then Trae got a tech.
Oh, that no call on JC. Oh my god,
that was bull. Like, bro, how you not see it come down? Like, huh?
That was.
But
so
then
bad.
you caught that fake ass BS on the other end.
Oh yeah, like, that's what they do. But see, listen, until this, I want y'all to hear me out on this, and I got to get off here, man. I'm gonna miss the Braves talk. Until somebody who matters, like somebody from our front office, calls out the NBA officials, we're gonna keep getting we're gonna keep getting the green weenie from the NBA officials. Somebody got to take a stand and call them out, because we get crapped on a lot toward the end of games by these NBA officials. Somebody got to take a stand and call these officials out.
Dude.
Other than that, because we play. Listen, we got a talented basketball team.
We do.
It's so disheartening to watch those boys play as hard as they play and get screwed by the officials.
And that's why I can't give up on this team either. We're 2 games out of 500 and 18-20. We didn't think we'd be here at this point of the season, but you can't give up on this team. We're too talented to give up on them.
Man, last year the Boston Celtics, who made it to all the way two games away from winning, they was 20-21 after 41 games. 41 games. That's the actual halfway point of the season. And
Tatum was having a similar season to Trae.
Yeah, right. I mean, and the same thing was going on. Their fan base was going ape shit. They was ready to fire the coach and all that stuff there, and then
ready to blow it up.
And they were ready for them to blow it up and everything, and then everything. Oh, the lightning just struck. The light bulb came on. They went on a massive run. They wound up being 2 games away from winning it. If it can happen for them, it can happen for us.
Yep, that's a good point. And with that, we'll move on to some Brave talk here. Earlier, if you didn't hear, Carlos Correa, this is something that I've never seen in MLB. When as long as I've been covering it and watching it, I've never seen an issue with somebody physical last this long for 2 teams. The Mets are considering walking away from their deal with Carlos Correa because of his physical again. And there's reportedly a mystery team now talking to Carlos Correa. And couple reporters have said the Braves could be on this. Do you guys think it's a good decision for the Braves to sign Carlos Correa to a short-term deal? Because in my opinion, I think a short-term deal would be better. You know, you could pay him 2 years, 50 a year, $30 million. I think that's possible for the Braves. They said they wanted a top 5 payroll this season. We barely spent any money this free agency. Barely spent any money. This can be the guy that can put us into that top 5 payroll and can take us our offense. He's better. Oh, we know he's way better offensively than Dansby. So he can be that guy over the top and beat the Mets, who are looking scary this year. Not gonna lie, the Mets are looking good. Do you guys think we should look to sign Carlos Correa?
No.
Oh yeah.
I said no. Go ahead. I give y'all my
reason. No, go ahead. I want to hear what you got to say.
If he was damaged goods with 2 other teams, what makes you think he's gonna be damaged goods with us? This is the second team that he can't pass a physical with in this offseason. No, I don't want that. We don't have to be in desperate mode. We just 2 years removed from winning the World Series. We don't have to be in desperation mode. I'm cool with just turning it over to Von Grissom, and we keep guys over there like Orlando Arcia, and probably bring in another veteran or something. I don't want to sit up here and pay this guy, and he got a degenerative knee or whatever's going on with him. That's just me. I know what he can do when he's healthy. I'm not blind to that. I'm one of the biggest baseball lifers I know. Yeah. But we don't have to be in desperation mode. Players want to come to play with us. Players will seek us out. We can still use the same. We can use the same formula this year that we used when we won the World Series. Let it play itself out. Let it play itself out to the All-Star break, and then you see where you need to go out there and make that trade deadline move. That's what I think. But I wouldn't be upset if we got him. No, of course not. But I don't think we have to be in desperation mode.
Yeah, and what do you say about it?
Well, I mean, I understand. Like, if if we were to sign him to a long-term deal, then that would show us as being desperate.
Yeah,
But if we sign him to like you said, Mikey, like a 2 year, 30 million, somewhere around there, then it would look like we're just trying to plug a gap for a couple, for a year or two, and then we could look at something, long term down the road.
yeah. Then I think if Carlos Correa wants to come play here, we should definitely get him. But I do like what you said, OG, about not being desperate. This team doesn't need to be desperate. That's a great point. If he doesn't want to come play here, we don't need to say, oh, Carlos, you need to come play here. We need you. We're not going to be good without you. Like we don't need to be doing that. So
I don't think so. I don't think we have to, man.
No, we don't.
I don't think we have to. Listen, man. I think we good, bro. I mean, I really do. I think we good. Like, hey, I think we straight, man. Like, we just fell short last year, man. That's it. We fell short.
A buzzsaw. We ran into a hot team.
I keep telling folks, man. Like, rarely does the best team win it. Like, the best team in baseball the year we won it was clearly either the Los Angeles Dodgers or the Houston Astros.
Yep.
We beat both of them.
Yep.
Last year we went into the playoffs as the big dog. We came back and walked down the Mets. You know what I mean? So Philly was jacked to beat us, and they did. That's how it goes sometimes, man.
It is.
That's how it goes sometimes. Strider's not gonna have back-to-back bad postseasons,
and that was because he was injured. I'm not even that is not even a start in my mind. I'm looking at as like a random guy we picked off the street started that game, because you can't start. I said it when we had a broadcast then when we had the show that Friday. Starting Strider on when his oblique was hurt is so stupid that he gets all of his power from that area. Literally,
right.
He hit a homer on a 92-mile-per-hour fastball.
Yeah,
Snit. We should have sent him.
Yeah, Snit.
Terrible.
Snit. I said, do not start Strider. Like, and folks tore my head off about it.
Yep, same.
I kept saying, like, who was left to start?
Morton and Odorizzi.
Strider started what game?
Game 3.
He started game 3.
Yeah, game 3. Yeah.
Morton started game 4.
Morton started game 4, broke his arm, right? That's something else. I don't expect Morton to break a limb for a third straight year either.
Yeah.
We should have started. We should have bumped Morton up and started him in game 3 and had Odorizzi for game 4.
Oh,
we should have brought Spencer. I kept saying we should have brought Spencer out of the bullpen because Spencer, listen, he emptied the tank early. He started out 98, 99. I think he touched 100 a couple times.
He did.
And then when they had that big inning on him, his fastball flattened out to 92, 93.
Yep. This is some interesting news that we just got right now. Jeff Passan reports the Los Angeles Dodgers are designating right-handed pitcher Trevor Bauer for assignment. The Dodgers are eating $22.5 million with that right now.
Wow.
Well, it's all. I think his is more off the field, man. He just got too much going on, man.
He got off the field, but that's going to be interesting. His market's going to be interesting. I wonder who takes a chance on him. But
not many people. You see what he being charged with? Not many people gonna mess with that, man.
No, yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, but folks kind of shying away from that.
It will be interesting. But last thing I do want to ask you guys. Do you guys think we should stay put with our left fielders and Eddie Rosario and Marcelo Zuna, or do you guys want to see us go out and get an extra guy?
I mean, if you can't get nobody to bite on the trade for him, we ain't got no choice. They under contract.
Yeah.
Well, no, we're not going to trade them. Do we like? I'm talking about free agents. So some three key free agents that I think would help us. Obviously, we have Jordan Luplow, who might play sometimes with a platoon with Rosario. He hits left-handed pitching really well. But Adam Duvall free agent. Andrew McCutcheon, free agent. And Jerickson Profar, another free agent. All these guys can play left field. Do you guys think we should go after one of those three guys, or do you think we should stay put with Ozuna?
Stay put. Same scenario. Look, man, Ozuna can still hit the baseball. I think Ozuna's issue is what's going on between his 2 ears.
Yeah.
Marcell Ozuna, COVID years really, if it wasn't for his teammate, would have won the MVP.
Oh, yeah, he finished second.
Yeah. So, I mean,
that's what I mean. Like, how does he turn into one of the worst hitters in baseball for 162 straight games when he had almost an MVP season and has been a great hitter for the majority of his career? Like, it's just so puzzling to me. I've never seen a decline this hard and this quickly by a player who's still in their prime.
He just, I mean, look, hey, I think Marcell get a good off season. He get a good off season. You know, stay out of, keep your name out of the spotlight. Go out there, work hard, spring training. They say his teammates love him. I mean,
they do.
That's why the Braves didn't get rid of him. The teammates love him. They say he was a great teammate, great guy. He just look, man. Hey, he just look. Hey, you're following a domestic violence with a DUI. That's gonna make you look. That's gonna, folks gonna have an opinion on you. So I mean, hey, look, man. Don't beat your old lady and take an Uber. That's it.
All right, and what do you think? Should we stay put, or are we going to get one of those three guys?
Well, I would say if Ozuna can just improve just a little bit on the defensive end, then we stay put.
From what I'm hearing, he's going to be the DH anyway.
Yeah,
he's locked in at DH anyway.
Yeah.
I think that other outfielder going to be Rosario and
Luplo.
Yeah.
Okay, well, hey, we'll stay put then.
Yeah,
that was my only concern with him.
Why didn't we keep Robbie Grossman? I'm just curious.
He was expiring contract. I don't know. Wait, do we have? What's the expiring contract?
My thing is, a switch hitting outfielder with a little pop in his back.
Right.
I don't know.
The Braves still have Robbie Grossman.
They do?
Yep.
What?
Well, that's who's gonna be that's who's gonna get most of the burn. Robbie Grossman.
So I think at least Robbie Grossman.
I didn't see him on the 40-man last time I looked.
You didn't? Okay, so then maybe he is. Wait, he signed a 2-year, $10 million contract with Detroit in 2021.
And we well, that means
I think he's still on the roster. I think he's still here.
Okay. Well, if we still got him, then absolutely not.
Yeah. So we have a surplus of outfielders right now too. I agree. I think we should go after these guys. I mean, Duvall would be nice to have. We know we've traded for Duvall twice to come back here. We know that, but I don't think we see a place. And if Ozuna and Rosario can just play like themselves, like we know Eddie Rosario is inconsistent. He's been inconsistent his whole career,
right.
But if we get just a couple month stretch of that Eddie Rosario that we know he can be, just a couple months, that's worth it. Marcell Ozuna, he can hit the baseball hard. He's always in the top in baseball in hard hit rate, no matter if he's making contact most of the time or not. He's always hitting the ball hard. So hopefully these guys can figure that out. And we know our defense is good. We may be slacking a bit in left field, but we know the rest of our defense positions sorted perfectly. So we're gonna be okay.
Grossman is an excellent defensive outfielder. I think we moved on from Heredia. We don't have Guillermo.
We don't. He's gone. I'm gonna miss him though. I'm gonna miss him.
Miss the injury. Yeah.
Yeah. He brought the energy. He didn't bat for 140, but he brought energy.
Yeah, Guillermo and Vit Krejci are the same person pretty much for the Hawks. You always see Vit Krejci go hopping up off the bench, clapping up his teammates, and cheering them on. The first guy off the bench is always Vit Krejci. Always.
Yeah, think about it, man. What's the league minimum in the NBA?
I don't know. I think was it 1.1? Nah, I don't know actually. I'm not sure.
I'd be over there cheering my ass off.
Oh yeah, you.
Look, I ain't even got to take a bath. I ain't even got to take a bath because I ain't gonna get in the game. But I ain't even got to take a bath when it's over with. I go out there and just chill and get $1 million.
That's true.
Hey.
Yeah, hey.
Hey man, hey, how about that? I ain't even got look. Like I said, I ain't even got to take no bath. Oh no, I can meet y'all at the club, bro. I ain't play. I meet y'all at the club. I ain't got to take no bath.
With that being said, we will end the show. We'll end the show right there, but we will end like we always do. OG, tell them where you can find them.
Man, you can find me on Twitter at OG Truth with a 2 Hertz HURTZ. Find me on my YouTube channel, King's Wrestling, KINGZ RANTZOM. On Sundays, I'm gonna be on 2 Factor Media Radio. That's 2 FM with my man Eddie Lee Carswell on the Big Bird Game Day Report. I'm on Facebook, man. I'm on Facebook on my government name, Chauncey M. King. Hey, look here, man, Mikey, brother Ant. Always good with me, man. I'm always seeking to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Ant, where we can find you at, brother?
Hey, y'all can find me on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Look up Mr. Jackson 19868 at gmail.com. Hey, just hit me up.
And you can follow me at PinWizard300 on Twitter and at YouTube, where we broadcast these at Recapping Hawks Hoops. So make sure y'all go support us there. Make sure to tune in next week too, at the same time, Fridays, 6:00 p.m. Eastern, and be sure to watch the game tonight. It's a late one tonight. It's the Lakers,
really late,
10:30. But hey, we know we're gonna stay up late, watch these games, and hopefully you guys will tune into the next one next week as well. Don't forget to share this out, and we'll see you guys next week.
I'm gonna do a damn cup of coffee, man.